Hello YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and today we're going to be working through a side quest known as Patient in the Desert, which will give us a key reward so that we can enter a previously sealed off dungeon, and that in turn will allow us to take on some optional hunts as well as gain a new Esper. Stay tuned. Right, so before actually kicking off with the side quest today, you want to make sure you've done a particular hunt, and it's a really easy hunt, by the way. It's this one here, Dalmasca's Desert Bloom. So if you haven't done that, pick it up and then speak to this guy here, who is called Dantro. He's the petitioner for that hunt. Go and do the hunt, come back to him, hand it in, and you are ready to continue on with the next side quest, which is Patient in the Desert. So once you've collected your reward for that hunt, you want to speak to him again, which is what I'm going to do here. And the cactus flower, which you collected on the hunt, he's going to request that you take this to his wife. And he tells us her location. She's in the South Bank. So we're going to bring up the map here. The South Bank is actually, strangely enough, to the north of this location. So we're going to turn on high speed and I'll show you how to reach it. Although you may very well be able to teleport there if you've been there already, since there is an orange crystal present. But for the sake of those who aren't able to do so, it's dead easy to find. Just keep going north. The enemies here are more of a nuisance than anything else by this point in the game. And then right into the next area is where we want to be. So this is the South Bank, and we're looking for his wife. Dantro's wife, who I believe is over the right-hand side somewhere. So we'll just speak to some of these. Not you. Oh, there we go. Dantro's wife. So for handing that in, we get a bundle of needles, which gives us the next part really that we need for the quest. So what we're going to do now is just exit through either the south or the north and go back in immediately and speak to her once more. Although you do have to exit or she won't trigger the next part of the quest. Where's she gone? Having head back into the area, we're going to go north. And we can see there's a few people chilling in this area here, and Dantro's wife has moved to this place as well. We're going to speak to the young boy that's just standing on the pier here, and that's going to kick off a cutscene for us. And once we get through all this dialogue here, eventually we're going to get an option to travel. There we go. And we get a nice little cutscene here as we chortle off into the sunset. Well, maybe not the sunset, but to the village on the other side. The cactoids in this game look a little bit different than they do in other Final Fantasy games, don't they? They don't have the very loose animation that they have in those other games with their arms and legs and what have you. So we haven't got to do anything really here. Just move over to trigger off another scene. And it looks like it's Mummy Cactoid. Okay, so after that scene, we then get sent back to the South Bank. But we'll be returning back there in a moment or two. First of all, we're going to go and speak to Dantro's wife once more at this point. Okay, so we need to head behind the house then. And there it is, there's the flower. Right, so what's going to happen now is the flower, or the cactoid rather, the Dran, is basically going to follow us. So we're going to go back to that young boy, speak to him. And choose to travel back over. So you can probably get the idea now. We're hopefully going to be reuniting the Cactoid family. So let's just move forward. Right, it seems the cactoids are happy. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first part of the quest here that we're doing. But only after we get a nice reward, of course. And we get access now, free access to the North Bank village. We can even move across into the other areas from here now and continue our exploration. But for the time being, we're going to travel back to the South Bank village. No, not you. And if we speak to this guy that's got a funny name, Chichigiri or something, then he will bring us forwards and backwards across the river now whenever we ask him to. So as I say, we do have that free access. And that is the end of the first part of this quest, so I'm going to go ahead and save at this point. Right, so if you want to carry on with this quest immediately, and that's what I'm going to do here, we need to start the next part by speaking to Dantro's wife once more. You don't have to do this right now, you can do this a little bit later, but may as well get it all done while we can. And she asks for clams rather. And we only need one to advance the quest. You can see this mysterious glint by the beach here. But if we can get all of them, which is 5, then we'll get a better reward later on. So there's 2 that are located in the water here. And then if we just return to the previous area, we can head to the northwestern edge of this map, where we can locate another 3 along the beach. Grab the treasure while we're here as well. So again, you'll see them as the glinting lootable items in the water. And I probably missed one or 2. So they can be a bit of a pain to find, in all honesty. Mainly because they're so small. There's one. So that's the second. And I'm pretty sure the last one is around the corner here. There it is, look. Just a bit further down. So that's all 5 of them. Obviously at this point we can head back to Dantro's wife once more. So I hope you like hunting items, because there's going to be a lot of them to hunt in this particular side quest. Let's just slow things down again. And she's going to tell us what she wants next. Right, so for the next item we need to head back to Dantro. So we'll go back and return to him. You know, I kind of get the impression that being able to increase the speed to 2 and 4 times was basically made for sections of the game that are like this. So we'll speak to Dantro once more. And he confirms that we want the Nebralim for his wife. And he tells us that we can find some just located in the crates around the place. Again, we only need to loot 1, but in total we can get 3. And that's going to boost the reward that we get a little bit later on. Once more, they can be a bit of a pain to find, so we're looking for shinies around the village here. Ah, there's one. Oh, 5 gil. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, they are located around the actual crates, I believe. Okay, so it's not shiny this time, it's the actual phial itself. Could be one there that I see. Yes, there is. And then one over to the west. Was that the one we've already got? One down south. Either south or west. See another shiny. Just another gill. Everything's here to trick you, isn't it? At least it seems that way. Well, it must be the west one we didn't get then. Where are you, phial? Oh, sorry, it turns out there is only 2, not 3. So we've got both of those. We're going to head back to Dantro's wife here, who tells us that she now wants Vale Blossom Dew. And for this, we need to ferry on back to the north bank. So we're going to be heading into a new area at this point. Well, not right this second, but once we ferried across, we're going to be then moving into a new area. So this place is known as the Yoma area, and the enemies here are a lot more challenging than what you've just been facing up to this point, so just bear that in mind. We're going to just start by running north, and I'm not going to be exploring this area immediately today because I do just want to get on with the quest really. So I can kill a few enemies though. Bit of experience never hurt anyone in this day and age, did it? 31 gil. Oh yeah. Right. Second thoughts, let's just leg it. So this next area is known as the Broken Sands, and this is where we want to be, basically. And we're looking around some of the boulder areas. Okay, so starting from the top bit here, we're going to be heading back down south, but watch my path carefully. So you can see where I am on the map here. Okay, so you can see these trees. If we examine those, we get the item that we need. And we're going to head down into the actual ravine itself. You might need to push the boulder down for this next bit, or you could head down from south upwards, that's fine. Either way, I'll get you where you want to be. And here's the second one, there's 3 in total. And then there's the third. And that's pretty much it. We can now make our way back to his wife once more and see what she wants next. Right, okay, so we're back at Dantro's wife. Before you speak to her though, there's one more thing you'll want to make sure you've done, and that's completed quite an easy hunt by this point, but one that does need to be done really, which is Marauder in the Mines. And that's to take on Nidhogg, and it's at the mines near Bajirba, so just head over there and do that if you haven't already. But you don't need to do that for the Barheim Passage Key, but you do get some optional rewards, and since we've collected everything else, we may as well go ahead and do it. So if you've done everything I've done, you should have 5 of the seashell clam things, 2 of the vials that we picked up near her husband, and 3 of the flowers that we just picked up from the trees, and the great serpent skin, which is what you get from that hunt I just mentioned. So let's go ahead and speak to Dantro's wife, who doesn't have a name apparently. And there's the great serpent skin from that hunt. So yeah, just have it all, just keep it. So now she says that the person that she's giving it to is going to recover, which means we need to exit. And at this point we can head back in. Just out and in. Okay, I won't say that again. Mysterious glint, yes, 1 gil, that was worth it. Not. So we're going to speak to Dantro's wife once more. And our guest is fully recovered now, should be just around back. And this is how we complete this quest. Recovering traveller, it turns out it's a Moogle. And finally we get the Barheim Key. Wonderful. So that opens up the Barheim Passage once more, which gives us access to several optional pieces of content we can now go ahead and undertake. But because we've collected all the other bits as well, we're going to get some optional, well, some extra stuff that you don't get if you don't get this extra stuff, those extra items. So we're going to have the golden amulet. And I thought we was going to get more then. Go ahead and speak to... Okay, I was actually expecting more since we got the stuff that we got. So it's possible that I missed out on something, but I don't know how that was possible. What I was also expecting was some magic gloves as well. But the golden amulet is something that you... I'm starting to wonder now if there was 3 vials. No. No, I did check everything and it did say there was 2. So anyway, what we needed was the Barheim passage key. So that's, you know, obviously important. And we have got it, so we're going to go ahead in the near future and start having a look at some of the optional stuff we can get from in the Barheim passage, including an Esper. So that is something to look forward to. But that's it for me for today, folks. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know in the comments section. And come back soon, and we'll carry on with more Final Fantasy XII. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.